All right, let's get started. My name is Baxter. I'm the website owner over at carwashcountry.com. I want to thank everybody today for joining me for the webinar. If you're tuning in from YouTube or the website, a little bit about me. I started this website probably about 3 years ago. I've been really washing cars my entire life, but pretty seriously in the past 3, I've really tried to dive into this space. I've learned a ton about auto detailing. I'm by no means an expert, but I just thought today I would share a few customer service ideas. I've just learned so much from being in this community, just learning about auto detailing, providing business tips, and really immersing myself in as much content as possible. So if you do have questions, feel free to leave a comment. I've got a bunch of free content at carwashcountry.com as well that you can check out, from ebooks to templates, a little bit of everything for growing your business. But today I thought I would take a different angle and talk about some customer service ideas, because I do put out a lot of content about techniques and general business tips. But I thought today would be a good time to take a step back and really focus on how to actually keep your customers. So with that said, I wanted to start with a quote. The more you engage with your customers, the clearer things become and the easier it is to determine what you should be doing. That was by John Russell. And I really like this because it sounds really cliched and intuitive. But if you really think about it, if you don't know what your customers are doing on a daily basis, you really can spend a lot of money and really not grow your business. For example, a lot of people right now are at home. And so I think for a lot of mobile detailers, this is a great opportunity to meet customers where they're at. So if you're a mobile detailer, businesses is probably booming. If you're used to maybe detailing in office parks, things like that, things have changed. A lot of offices are closed. So the more you engage with your customers, you ask them about their day-to-day life, where they working at, it really does help you as a detailer to make those business decisions. So I thought that was a good one. So the first thing I want to really discuss is storing customer information in a CRM. So if you're unfamiliar with this concept of what a CRM is, if you're a beginner, it stands for Customer Relationship Management. Probably the most popular, famous one is Salesforce. Basically what this allows you to do is take all of your contact information that you've collected from customers and really put it in a centralized place in a software, so you can run reports, you can log notes, details about what services they purchased. So this is a good first step. If you've got a bunch of paper, if you're maybe doing this on a spreadsheet, definitely check out some CRMs. One of them that is actually specific to auto detailing is called Detail Pro POS. This is a CRM, but it also serves as a marketing automation tool. If you're unfamiliar with that, that basically allows you to send out emails. It allows you to do a lot of cool stuff with setting up workflows to send out automated emails. You can really do a lot with that. So that's a good all-in-one solution specific to detailers. But one that I like to use, maybe if you have a website, if you don't want to pay for a CRM right off the bat, HubSpot is actually a free tool. It's a free CRM, and it also serves as one of these marketing automation platforms. So if you've heard of MailChimp to send out emails, HubSpot does that as well, in addition to really housing all of your contacts as a CRM. So I know that's a lot of information, but if you are on paper, if you are on spreadsheets, this is just a really good way to have information on your customers. And I think it's a good first step for a lot of people. The second thing I really want to cover is the concept of giving out freebies. So everybody likes a freebie, but here's the thing. You don't really want to give out something that people are not going to use. I've got a drawer full of pens that have logos all over them. They have phone numbers, and a lot of them I don't use because they're just not very high quality. So if you are going to go out and purchase some ink pens, just make sure they're very high quality, something that people are actually going to want to use. Another idea is actually to create an annual calendar. I really like this concept, something that people can hang up at their office. And you can get these printed up at places like Vistaprint for about $20, for probably like $50. I don't know what their pricing is on those, but for $1 or $2 a piece, I mean, this is a great thing to hand out to customers just to stay top of mind. So if you're heading into the new year, print up a calendar, maybe have a photo shoot one day, snap some pictures, upload them online through Vistaprint or another similar service and get a calendar printed up. I just think it's a really easy way to get your logo and your brand in front of customers. You can have your contact information on there. Another idea is branded apparel. So I think this is another good strategy. You can get t-shirts printed up these days for next to nothing. So just be smart about it. Include your logo. Make it a shirt people actually want to wear. So one idea that I like to do is I like to head over to marketplaces online like Upwork.com and Fiverr. These are just freelance marketplaces where you can basically hand over your logo and they'll create a really cool, car wash scene or a t-shirt design. And then you can have this thing printed up for, $2 or $3 depending on how many you print up. So that's a good strategy just to keep your brand top of mind for people. And it's also a great idea for bringing in new business. I mean, people stand in line all the time. They read t-shirts, and it could be a great way to get some referrals from that. So that would be my second tip. The third one, and this sounds obvious, but just own up to mistakes. Always offer to make things right, free of charge whenever you make a mistake. Things will happen. Things will get scratched. You'll miss panels that you thought that you didn't miss. They'll point out something. That's really, something that every detailer should learn to do, especially if you're starting to grow. This is one of the strategies that a lot of the bigger companies don't really embrace. You sort of get what you get with a lot of these companies. So one way to stand out is to offer additional services in addition to making it right. Maybe a free detail, a premium service for a standard price, free swag, maybe a free carpet reconditioning, stain removal, something that they didn't ask for in addition to making it right for free. So you never want to charge them to come back and correct a mistake. You can also opt for offering a discount. It's another good strategy. Another strategy that really kind of goes hand in hand with the CRM piece that I touched on earlier is the concept of taking notes. And so one way to do this is obviously through a CRM, but the reason that you want to take notes on what your customers tell you is so that you know what type of services that they prefer. You can also take notes based on things not even related to detailing, like where are they from? What kind of TV shows do they watch? What's their personality like? Pick up on these things and really get to know your customers. Because if you're going to start growing a customer base, you want them to trust you. You don't want to be just another detailer that they call, you show up and then leave. You want this to be a relationship. And so if you have a crew, really preach to them that taking notes is important. Really getting to know the customer is important. Because when you go to follow up with them, when you send out emails, when they follow up and schedule additional services, you have something to talk about. So, I think it's something that goes without saying, but I don't think a lot of people take advantage of the information that customers give them. They just sort of want to do the job and leave. But I think this is a really good way to set your business apart from some of the larger players that don't really do a lot of this. If you think about companies like Uber, it's very transactional. You don't really get to know anybody. So with detailing, they'll be showing up again if you're a smaller detailer, if they like your service. So it's important to form that relationship. The next thing I want to talk about is implementing a customer loyalty or a customer rewards program. This is something that can really help you retain customers if you're just starting out. It really gives new customers a reason to come back. And this doesn't have to involve technology right away. Obviously, the best way to create a rewards program is using a mobile app. So as you grow, this might be an option if you have some mobile development talent that you can source out. But for most people, you can set up a punch card system where you can basically create a loyalty system. I see this all the time at like thrift stores. I've seen other detailers do this, where you basically have a company design some business cards that are meant to be punched out, and then you offer these to your customers. So maybe you want to offer the fifth detail for free, and then you punch their card every time you complete a detail. This is just a great strategy, in my opinion, to keep people coming back. So maybe if you're not the cheapest on the block, but you do offer incentives like this can really move the needle for a lot of people. It really shows that you care, and I just think it's a great idea. Just make sure that you obviously sign your name under the punch, or just make sure that they can't take advantage of this system. But I really like this strategy. The next thing I want to talk about is really verifying customer information. Whenever they purchase a service from you, you want to make sure that you're upfront before you begin the service. So check in with them when you get to their location, whether it's their office or their home. Sort of go over the package that they've selected, make sure everything looks right. If they purchase something that they maybe don't need, especially if you're a smaller detailer, just be upfront with them. Say, I don't really think you need this premium package. I would suggest this one. It's going to save you a little bit of money, and people appreciate that kind of stuff. I mean, obviously you want to upsell people when you can, but just being open and honest and making them feel like you're on their team. You're not trying to take advantage of them. It goes a long way. So just keep that in mind. Be upfront, be honest, walk around the vehicle. If you notice something's wrong, if you notice that maybe they need an additional service, you can obviously mention that, try to upsell them, but just be totally transparent so they're not surprised by the bill if they don't pay beforehand. So that's just something else to keep in mind. The last thing I want to mention, and shout out to Larry over at Ammo NYC. He runs a YouTube channel in this community. So if you don't know about Larry, I definitely recommend you checking out his content. But one of the tips that I saw him give a while back was the concept of backing in to a customer's garage or a parking space, wherever you're doing your detail at. I just think this is one of those little things. When people show up, they see a clean car that's been backed in, all they have to do is drive out. I just think it is a really good look for any detailer. It shows that you care about the little details, the little things. I even see detailers that will purchase paper floor mats as well. Just the little things like that go a long way. And I really think it helps to set you apart from most detailers by taking the extra time to pull in straight, back in. Just a really good idea. So with that said, I hope this webinar has been helpful. If you are a beginner, if you are a rookie, I've got a few other resources for you. I've got some ebooks and webinars at carwashcountry.com/resources. Also, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I've got a bunch of free tips and videos there. But I hope it's been helpful. If you have any other ideas or suggestions for webinars in the future, leave me a comment. I would love to hear any feedback that you have on any of the content that we produce. And until next time, hope everybody has a great day, a great new year, and I will see you in the next video.